Hello, look at we have a new host.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You look good.
I'm
It's
loving it.
nice.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. That's fantastic. Congratulations. Leading by
Thank you.
example.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm actually started last Saturday. I hosted the Saturday live training and it was all good. I'm actually loving it. I think that I can do it like on and on and on, but I'm still practicing, so please bear with me.
And you know what? And you're
And
inspiring a lot of people. All right. You're inspiring a lot of people. So why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit for people who don't know you?
Yeah, of course. I would love to actually share a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a lifestyle director. Sorry, I'm not yet, almost. I'm a lifestyle advisor from Davao, Philippines.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was just here a couple of weeks ago. So, my journey with Opulence Global began in 2022. That's after receiving inquiries from friends and family about how to order Fountain of Life. I decided to launch my email, and that decision was influenced by my mentor, which I greatly admire and consider a big sister. She is the Philippines Pride, the lifestyle director three, Jocelyn Aquino. I know that you know her very well. So she introduced me to the product when I told her about my 70-year-old independent or insulin dependent mother. Uh, she was diagnosed with an ovarian cyst, and there's an impending surgery for that. It has to be removed. And she told me that you can try Fountain of Life for the pain. And after just a couple of days of trying and taking Fountain of Life, the pain, the abdominal pain, just went away. It was completely gone for a couple of days. And amazingly, after consuming just one bottle of Fountain of Life, the ultrasound came back negative of ovarian cyst. That leading us to forego the scheduled surgery. So, Fountain of Life did not only saved us from the high cost of surgery, but most importantly, spared my diabetic mom from that lengthy recovery.
So one thing,
So,
I know in some countries, you have to pay for some of these procedures. Whether it's through insurance or you have to buy insurance, or whether it's the government in Canada, we pay through our taxes. It's not free. Someplace. So how does it work in Philippines?
you have to actually pay out of your pocket. Yeah. So, but for like senior citizens, you will be given some, I would say, some assistance, financial assistance, them having like a 20% discount on hospital bills and meds. But I don't, if you think about it, it's not going to be enough. Um, you still have to bear the cost of having to be hospitalized, or if you need to go on medication. So we were really grateful that we were introduced to Fountain of Life, because can you imagine my 70-year-old mom who's also diabetic, who takes insulin twice a day, um and having to have that wound on her abdomen because of that surgery.
Yeah.
So I actually launched my email because I shared the product. I posted a video on my personal Facebook, and then I was shocked
Everybody should
by
be doing that. Everybody should be doing that. You should be
yeah,
teaching tonight because that's the whole business. Go live, go loud, go, broadcast everything, right?
yeah, because we were blown away by that, and we were so motivated. I personally, because I thought of like, what if my friends or family members has the same situation as mine, and then no one introduced us into this amazing product. no guarantee because it's not a medicine, but it was introduced to us to at least alleviate the pain that she was uh, experiencing at that time. And so I thought maybe if I could share it to people, and I thought of, posting a video on Facebook. People started to message and comment. They commented on the video, they messaged me, and they asked me whether it's going to be effective on migraine. Is it going to help them with malnutrition? Is it going to help them with a lot of different issues they have on their own? And then I didn't have any idea of whether it's going to be effective, but I told them that you should try it. Because we did. I mean, we didn't know. We had no idea. We were clueless about it, but we did try it, and it, made a great difference in our lives now. So they started ordering, and so I reached out to Jocelyn Aquino and asked, how do I help these people order Fountain of Life? Because they can't do it. It's on the website and blah blah blah. And so I launched my email. I think I made like in a month, I sold like 90 bottles or so just a month or weeks after I posted the
Wow.
video.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
reach a profit, huh?
Yeah, I I right away instantly gained retail profit by just posting that video, and that video is still on my Facebook,
I
personal
love
Facebook.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, people, are you
Yeah.
listening? Get loud. I mean, 1,000 testimonials, 1,000 stories like this, and just get loud. Some of you guys have your own testimonials. You got bored of telling. You can't get bored. To you, it's new, it's old, but to other people, it's brand new. And I'm telling you, what she just said is your best MLM training you can get. Because that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. She's excited. The one correction I'll make though, is there's no guarantee. Actually, there is. We have 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if your person,
Oh,
we do have it. So if the person doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't like it, we'll give you a free bottle. You lost nothing. Give them the money back. So there is a guarantee. But yeah, congratulations, it's fantastic.
yeah, it was just a no guarantee about if it's whether it's going to heal
Sure,
them or
sure.
things like that. But I've learned that now that there's a 90 money back guarantee and all that stuff. So I'm very motivated. I'm very passionate in sharing Fountain of Life to everybody I know and that I will meet. And I like it. I like that, we share this wonderful creation and that we are helping a lot of people across the globe. So I just hope
Yeah.
that we can touch more people. We can inform a lot of other people who still doesn't know that this amazing product exists.
And here you are hosting an international call.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I think that because of that story, we are a couple of minutes over, but I will and want to officially welcome everyone since everyone is here. Let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you are. Welcome, Opulence Nation, and all members and guest for today's call. Again, my name is Fedelin. I'm a lifestyle advisor from the Philippines, Davao in particular. I am excited and honored to welcome you all as your host. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our speaker who will be sharing his expertise with all of us on today's call. So, our speaker, he built four multi-million dollars MLM businesses as a distributor from 1990 to 2003. He founded MLM's most advanced MLM University, the Forensic Networker, in 1999. He also founded MLM's premier and most prestigious MLM company in 2005. He was voted world's top MLM compensation plan expert in 2010. In the following year, he was featured in Networking Times, a master networker, and in 2013, he was featured on the cover of American Business Journal with Warren Buffett. A year after, he was voted world's #2 all-time MLMer business for Home.org. He was nominated for Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year in 2015, and the year after that, he was voted in MLM's first inductee Hall of Fame with Paul Zane, Pilzer, and Like. And in the year 2020, which is just recently, his company ranked top momentum company in MLM in the pandemic, and he was voted top networker again by the Business for Home in the same year. That's again crazy impressive. It is with great pleasure that I present to you our CEO, the man of the hour, Ramin Mesgarlou. Ramin, the call is yours.
Congratulations. I love seeing you people stand up, getting the thing done. You know, it is such an important thing what you're doing. When you do events like this, it may sound like a call. No, it's a life event. I'm telling you, it's a life event, something you'll never forget. You never forget. And you're empowered. You feel better because you just became the next version of yourself. And so if you're not on the list, I don't know why not. You're missing such a huge opportunity. I can tell you people around the world, they go pay massive fees, Toastmasters, all these other places, so they can do this. You don't get here for free. You get the platform, you get the support, you get the script, you get the upload, you get all of us. It's family. This is home. This is friendly environment. And you can become your very next version and for free. You know, your better version for free. So I just love seeing this. All right, so the comments, the conversation that comes up now every single day, sometime all day, that's all I talk about, is all the attributes that we have that's outside the normal conversations. What's a normal conversation? Well, the fashion is beautiful, if oil is amazing, shampoos are, heavenly, and all. These are benefits, right? And they're all true. Or somebody says, I made $1,000 a week, or I made $1 million, or whatever. Those are benefits, right? And all of those, of course, is a main reason why we get in. I'm here to tell you that used to be the main things why people got in. The comp plan is still there. But moving forward, the way things are now with the economy, inflation, what's happening, regulations, there are actually more important attributes in opulence than the comp plan, benefits of the comp plan, or benefits of the products. There's actually more important attributes. Here's the best part. Everybody, regardless of when they started or the level of success, they can start benefiting from this immediately. Immediately. By the way, we have a new North American, very experienced sales manager. And it's really, his name is Cam. I'm not sure if he's on the call or not. And we're, redefining Opulence the way I started 25 years ago, 20 years ago. We're making it, into that, remember, become a better version of yourself. And I'm really inspired and excited that of how Opulence is going back. It's almost like going back to the future. We're going back to how we started, but for the future. And so a lot of interesting things coming. Lots of interesting things coming. We never stop. We evolve. It's called evolving. And friends, I talk about keep on evolving. You can't change for the better if you don't keep on evolving. And if you're not changing for the better, you're already evolving for the worse, because your environment, your job, the inflation, the country, the world is getting worse. So at least you're pushing against the wave to get better and stay ahead. You're being pushed backwards, even if you're not. We know the population of the world getting weaker and weaker every single week, a month, a year, because of inflation. It's not their doing, but that's the environment. If you're just floating on the ocean, the wave takes you the direction it's going to go. The only way to avoid that is you're going to swim against it. So you have to stay where you are, or you make way against it. And, you know, very few people understand this, and they go against the wave till it pass the wave and get to where they're safe. Most people get washed away, and that's what's going on. So I'm looking at it. Every day I simply talk to people who are not even Opulence people. They're not, these people, they're not even MLM people. We're not even talking business. They talk about the company, Opulence. I guess the company's been long enough that has so much credibility and respect with everybody I know, and people are very complimentary. Whether in or not, or using the product or not, they're very complimentary. And the conversation that I'm having about the attributes of Opulence, it's not compensation plan conversations. You know, it's the other attributes. Of course, the products always come up. You know, one of the things I said today, you know, is that why Opulence? The first thing that came to my mind was because Opulence mints millionaires. You know, I was talking to Renee, and I'm sharing some information to my new staff, and we have created millionaires. It's a very good reason why you should, you know, be part of Opulence. I can tell you your job doesn't allow you to do that. You know, Opulence mints, you know, 100,000ers. Opulence mints 10,000ers. Lots of them. Opulence mints tons of thousanders. Right? It's a good reason why you should be in Opulence. Because it's a type of business where you put in the work, you build momentum, you automatically win. Not just you, everybody wins. But when you help other people win, you win. That doesn't happen in a job. In your job, you work really hard, the owner wins. You don't win. The owner wins. Your supervisor wins. Maybe the manager wins. You don't win. So why Opulence? The very first thing I can think about is it mints wealth. It mints millionaires. So outside that, where are you going to find a way to do that? Unless you have a ton of money already to put into maybe investments or property, whatever. It's not likely. And people, and the stats are getting worse and worse and worse. So, as a matter of fact, where the governments are going now, it's called guaranteed basic income. That's where everyone's going. Your country, yes, everywhere, every country. It's a UN thing. What's a guaranteed basic income? Because AI is taking away all the jobs, and it's getting worse and worse. Computerization, robots are taking away all the jobs. The governments know that. So, to avoid unrest, they're getting people used to staying home, give them a little welfare check, give them a fancy name, universal basic income, that just keeps you from just being starving to death. But it's money that that's not living. So, but while most people will get washed away in that wave, you don't have to, because you got Opulence. In that environment where most people are being washed over, you got the people, the entrepreneurs who say, no, I'm not joining that wave. I'm not joining that wave. Now, Reza writes that 23% carbon tax is coming. Can you imagine that? 23% carbon tax. By the way, this is the third time he's done this in the last year, 2 years, or psychopath, narcissist prime minister. 23% tax on gas, home heating, anything you need for heating. And look, we raised our prices, product prices. We don't do it often. You know, it's been years. And we raised it by 21%. And we gave a CV for it. You know, we shared that. We gave you a 21% raise. You know, The carbon tax at 23%. I think the prime minister, if he had my brains, he would say, hey, I'm giving you a carbon tax of 23%, but guess what? I'm going to pay you 65% of that in CV or checks or something. Yeah, but the governments don't have that type of brain. So that's number one reason why opulence, immense millionaires. Number two, even if you did not build the business at all, no check, it's going to save you 10 to 80% a year, 10 to 80% every year if you plan to buy opulence for the next 10 years and spend opulence currencies and exit. And here's the reason why. I've done this demonstration and go tell you again. If you're going to use your local currencies, now our fearless hostess is from Philippines, right? The Philippines pesos, right? So
Right.
when you take a look, and the inflation for Philippines would be, actually Philippines is one of the better countries when I did mine, but still it's about 10%. So that means just by using opulence currencies, you save 10% in Philippines. Because when you use your fiat currency is adjusting every second. And when you import products in, it's called inflation. Because your money's debasing, it's going down, the products cost more. Everything you buy from grocery store. So you call it, well, things are getting expensive. Things are not getting expensive because the same tomato in another country, maybe less or more than yours, is because how well your currency is holding its value. So I said 10 to 80% because there's countries that they lost pretty much all the value. If you're in Lebanon, if you're in Argentina, if you're in Mozambique, there's so many countries. Turkey, that's a European very advanced country. What's going on with Japan and every country, Canada, US. So when we talk about inflation, when you use your local fiat currency to buy stuff that you buy from grocery store, you're paying 10 to 80% every more, depending on your local inflation and debasing of the currency, every single year. All you have to do is just buy opulence. If you're buying opulence, here's a good example. I did this demonstration in a big call. We went to Nigeria in 2009. We got people in Nigeria that still buy our products. And we got new people in Nigeria joining us now. They're buying our products. The people in 2009 who had some shopping credits, or 10 or 11 after that, they used our currency, opulence currency, to buy our products. They're paying up to 75 to 80% less than same other people who are buying our products today, same day, same product, with Naira. Why? Because the people who bought our currencies or shopping credits or opulence currency in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, they kept the opulence currency, not Naira that's been crashing. So Naira crashed by 400%, opulence currency is up there. Two people come in buy our products, one pays 4 times more for the same FOL than people who use opulence currency because it's stable currency. These are the things that it's unheard of in MLM or any business. You just go use your shopping credit, you buy, not have to worry about what the fiat conversion would be this week. But you don't get that in your grocery store. When you go to your grocery store, buy stuff, the prices are adjusted on a daily basis based on many things. One of them is, inflation. If there's a war somewhere, if there's a sea that's blocked, if the insurance has gone up, and if there's an attack on a ship, if there's, taxes, and whatever, right? The prices are going up like crazy. The currencies are being debasing because of the war in the Middle East. You know what? I heard the other day, Israel's currencies dropped by like 28%. Can you imagine? Overnight, 28%. And that's just a currency. inflation is like 50 or 60% because of it. But guess you know who's not paying that? You know who is not paying that in Israel? Our members. Because they're using Opulence currency that they held. They're not using their local currency. That's a good example, isn't it? Two people in the same country, one is using local currency, is paying 50, 60% more for the same product, and the person who's been with us, same product, paying half the price, same day, same product. Because our currencies don't fluctuate. It's inflation free. And every country has its problem. That's why I said 10 to 80%. Depending on where you fall in that, that's real for you in your country. If your kids want to buy a 4L or 1,000 other products or 30 plus daily use cases, right? Every one of us have 30 plus daily use cases that we can use through our own mall, the Opulence Mall. So if your kids want to buy our products 20 years from now, using our currencies, they'll actually pay less, right? Fraction of what it would cost them if they was to use the local fiat currency. Because your local fiat currency will be crushing in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Our currencies don't. It's stable. And we price our products once a year, once every couple of years, not every week, like your grocery store. And we price them in our own currencies. Sometimes we take a hit for that, like we did during the pandemic, but that's fine. You win. This is so significant that if you keep on loading up on Opulence currencies and do your cost transition and live off of your Opulence Mall as much as you can, in just a matter of, I would say, in a few years, you'll be paying less, in some cases, in a matter of a year. You'll be paying less using our professional grade, top of the world, luxury products. You're paying less for our products using our currencies than you'll be buying the junk, toxic products in the grocery store. Because in a year, 2 years, your money's gone so low, the price of those toxic, low quality products have gone up. So you're paying more for junk than professional grade stuff, because again, our currencies are not inflationary. So this is the type of conversation that doesn't come up. And it has to come up, because this type of conversation doesn't happen in any other company. No other MLM company can talk about that. They don't have their own currencies. They don't have 30 plus use cases. They don't have all the systems that we have. This is absolutely insane. The fact that you can have price stability, you can plan your year, what things cost. This is like Costco bulk buying. You know, every country has this in a warehouse that you buy in bulk, right? In Canada, US is Costco. Opulence is bulk buying. You're a member, not only get a discount, big discount, Genius Smart buys up to 40%, 37%, 38%, right? You're buying in bulk. And now you know for the year what your cost of living is. How awesome is that? You can't do that with a grocery store or using a fiat. You can't. The prices are constantly fluctuating based on that day's events. This is absolutely insane. The concept of fiat was always stupid. Money that you use as fiat, right? It was always stupid. And we'll talk about that. So we have a new mantra we're going to talk about, right? We have a new mantra. 5 Fs. 5 Fs. And this is so important for the next generation. I look at Cyrus and next generation. I see what's going on with the fiat. Today, before I get to the 5 Fs, today, some of the US congressmen's emails was released. It was at some type of like somebody wanted out, right? You know what the US regulators are talking about? The next major currency event is the US dollar falling altogether. That's craziness. I've been talking about that since 2008 when I changed the currency from US dollars, because we were with the US dollars. I changed that to Canadian because I knew ours is more stable, and it is. And it's proven to be so much more stable. But now we have all the stuff that's going on with fiat. Imagine if you're in Lebanon and your money drops by 80%. Imagine if you're in Turkey and your inflation is up by 200%. I mean, this stuff is crazy. It's happening everywhere. African countries, the Caribbean countries. It's absolute madness. So, but we have the solutions, don't we? I just showed you. We have an 18-year track record that's proven itself to be inflation-free. It's not inflationary, at least to highest degree. Maybe every couple of years, we have to pivot. We control all manufacturing, so we stick to our margins, to our compensation plan, as opposed to other people, who buy from anybody. The price is always all over the place. There is no margin. The smaller businesses, we control everything. So we have a new mantra, the 5 Fs. Put in the chat, 5 Fs. I'm telling you, this is probably the most important revolutionary attribute of Opulence Global. I'm about to give it to you. The most important benefit of Opulence. I'm about to give it to you. It's called the 5 Fs. Free family from fiat forever. Because if fiat concept is stupid concept, it's restricted. It's debasing every fiat currency in the history of mankind. 100%. Every fiat currency last 5,000 years has failed. It's been replaced. Every fiat currency, and the US is about to be the next one. We go back in the days, they used to barter with things, and was a gold notes, and then it was, money notes, and the fiat currencies. First it was Portuguese, whatever, then it was a sterling pound. All these currencies have become the global currencies at times. German mark, they've all failed. So if we have a losing concept with fiat, then we want as much as possible, because you need fiat for certain things, right? But as much as possible, we want to avoid fiat at all costs. 5 Fs. Free family from fiat forever. Now, here's a good reason why you should take the 5 Fs. If you live in the EU, put in the chat, you're in trouble, because the announcements are out. Christine Lagarde, EU chief, they've just passed regulations, and there's more regulations to come. And pretty much, what she wants to do, she wants to eliminate cash altogether, and any transactions over $300 needs to be tracked and registered. If you use cash over $300, it's considered a great transaction, and great transaction can end you up in jail for up to a year. There's your fiat. EU is a whole continent, right? It's not one country. So the 5 Fs have become, I'm looking at this as our biggest attribute may not be the benefits of our products or the comp plan. It may be we give people options from freedom from their own government. Being able to live inflation free. If you're in a country that's got inflation of 30% or 20% or even 10%, you know your job is not going to give you a 10% raise every year, 15%. What if you're in a country that's 40% inflation? You know you're getting poorer and poorer. You know that. You may want to block it out, but that's the reality. So fiat is a stupid concept. It's a silly concept. It makes zero sense. Not only it's restricted and governed by the government, when you make fiat in your job, you get paid in your job. You want to go home? You pay tax on your home, on your rent. You get your income, you pay 20 to 50% tax on your income. You go buy something in the grocery store, you pay 8 to 10 to 15% sales tax. Everything's on fiat. You want to get gas? In Canada, 16% now, 23% more. I don't know. It's astronomical on the gas. Cigarettes, whatever you do, you're paying tax on fiat. Now, you might not be aware of this. You should be. If you're outside Canada, using Opulence and Opulence currencies, you are living 100% tax-free when it comes to sales tax and income tax. If you're outside Canada, which most of you are, we don't report your income. It's tax-free. And when you order your products in bulk at a 37% discount already, we don't charge a sales tax because you're outside Canada. But if you were to buy the same products in your grocery store, you're paying sales tax. You know that already. You know when you earn income in your country, you're paying income tax. You know that already. Even with cars, if you qualify for cars, some of you have qualified for cars. We pay, and that pays, it could pay, depending what type of car you choose, taxes on your car payment within the payment. When you go on vacations with us, you don't pay tax on that. If you bought that vacation, that cruise, you're paying tax on that. Or you're with Opulence, so you just show up. These are the things. So the 5 Fs, free family from fiat forever. It's going to get worse and worse. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. So if you're in Canada, you spend inflation, you can actually spend buy inflation free. Because when you use our currencies, we don't drop like the Canadian dollar does every year. You don't, everything that's imported into Canada is subject to all of this inflation. Your 30 plus use cases that you need every single day, you could do it right here, inflation free. Plus, forget inflation free, up to 37% off because you bulk buying like Costco here. This is insane. Not to mention all the perks and bonuses, free products that you get, Opulence points, and all this stuff. You get a 14 plus 2 FOL. Not to mention all the free stuff you get. That's insane. So the revolutionary concept that we have in this company that you don't get in any other company, it's called cost transition. It's the simplest concept in the world. It's the simplest concept, simplest thing in the world. Cost transition means you have 30 plus use cases that you currently buy from your grocery store, department store, drugstore, where do we buy it from? Malls. You take that cost, transition it into Opulence, into your own Opulence mall. You buy it in bulk at a 37% discount, tax-free, and the best products in the world. And by the way, when you do that cost transition over from someone else's mall, paying their bills into your own mall, that gets you a business, e-commerce business, that could mint you into a millionaire, mint you into 100,000er, mint you into 10,000er, mint you into 1,000er, whatever. It's a business that comes with that cost transition. You've been buying from your local malls for your entire lifetime. Did it get you a business? Do they even know your name? You stand in line, you drive, traffic, gas, all of this, walk, go stand in line, pick the stuff. Price is different every week from the previous week because of all this stuff that goes on in inflation. You take the same stuff, you pay with your credit card fees, interest, all of that stuff. Your fiat is crashing. You bring it home, you do it all over again next week. You do it all over again, week after week after week after week. And the 30+ use cases, you don't have to do that. You ordered from your own mall, it pays the overhead, it gets you commission qualified for things that are going on in your team. You get the best products in the world at a 37% discount, tax-free. Not to mention now you have a product that you sell, maybe with the profit, and I mean, it's endless, right? It's endless. If you're not doing that, even if you're not, like, the conversation this company needs to be, what's your opulence score? This is a new concept we're coming up with. What is your opulence score? 30+ use cases. What is your opulence score? For some of you guys, it's pretty up there. I know some of you guys, 20-something plus or whatever. And when we say opulence score, we're not talking you personally, we're talking household, right? So really, everyone should be taking into 30+ because you might be using earrings because you're a man, but then you have a wife or a daughter that use it. So everybody's score should be 30+. I pity the person that would say, my opulence score is 1 because you use one product. That means you're buying everything else from someone else's mall. Get in the car, pay for gas, card, stand in line, they don't know your name. You pay more than last time, you're paying tax, using credit card, using bank card. What are you doing? Do it all over again, using inferior products. Doesn't get you a business, doesn't get you a community, doesn't get you. Remember what we talked about earlier. When you use your fiat, that's on the decline, that's on the collapse. That's on the collapse. But when you use your Opulence currency, your shopping credit system from last year, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. I don't think this concept exists anywhere else in the world outside the Opulence business. Because there's inflation in every country in the world. The fiat is debasing, and that means it's losing its value. So that tomato costs you more 2 weeks from now than it is today. I mean, that's pretty normal, the shampoo and all that stuff, right? The only place where you could shop inflation-free is Opulence. Using our currencies you accumulated over time. And you buy whenever, and it gets direct shipped to your home. Tax-free. It's not just personal use either. In Canada, there's like 27 gifting occasions in Canada. There's Mother's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, there's all kinds of stuff, right? You have it in your country. You go to someone's home, new home for the first time, you bring a gift, whatever, right? And use your shopping credits here shop tax-free, inflation-free, and use that accumulation that got your business the entire year because you kept it qualified, and you become the hero of any household with your fairy gift or posh gift or health gift. I mean, it's a business, just makes sense, doesn't it? Doesn't this stuff make sense? Like, seriously, does this require coaching? Does this require training? I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? If I can shop tax-free versus paying taxes, sales tax, does that require training? If I can use my money to fund my own mall versus paying someone else's rent and mall, does that make sense? Doesn't that simple concepts that makes a lot of sense? It absolutely does. You know, somebody goes and spends $40,000 or $50,000 and puts solar panels on their home, so they don't have to pay one bill, which is electricity bill. Makes sense. It makes sense. We have a better concept than that. We give you a mall, your own mall. We can buy 37% discount tax-free, so you don't have to do all that stuff outside, and give you price stability, financial stability. You can plan ahead. You know exactly what it costs you. You got 30 plus use cases that instead of now trying to get that from an outside mall, you're getting it from your mall. That's insane. There is not another place in the world you can shop tax-free, inflation-free. There is not another place in the world. So the conversations that we're not having are the most important ones. Right? The conversations we're not having are the most important ones. The next thing I want to talk about is, I guess before we move on to the next thing, CT or cost transition, it needs to become the conversation within your organization. The cost transition should be the conversation within your household. I can tell you right now, it's so second nature to us. My mother freaks out sometimes. She says, "Oh, I'm running out of things. Bring. She's not even running out. She just put it somewhere because I know I give her all the stuff, right? But the point is, like, it's because we just can't. I actually had to use a toothpaste the other day because I didn't have mine. You have no idea how it felt. You have no idea how it felt using. I was at the hotel. I didn't have my stuff, so I had to use just getting a toothbrush and get whatever Colgate junk that they give you. And I kind of put it on this brush. I'm looking at it, and all I see, you know what I was seeing? I was seeing the disclaimer saying, if I ingested accidentally, contact the Poison Control Center. That's right. That's on your toothpaste. Every toothpaste. Turn the toothpaste around. It's right there. It's so small, but it's there because fluoride is deadly. It's a poison. I'm like, wash up. There's so much conversation here we need to have. Here's a cool thing that happened yesterday. Well, a few weeks ago, for the cruise, I shared this already. My son, we're in Miami. My son's a basketball player, and my nephew told me they want to go see their favorite basketball team, which is Miami Heat. We're in Miami. So they're playing Boston Celtics. Boston's my team. So I called the guy I know who sells these luxury tickets, and I got 3 tickets for, I think, $1,450 US. He says just pay me with the exits. How cool is that? You know, I pay with exit. How cool is that? And this is one of the newer currencies. So I called him yesterday because Andrea Bocelli is coming down to Toronto. So I says, we saw him years ago. We love him. So I says, can we get some Andrea Bocelli tickets. And then I said, you know what? Not only are we gonna get it, I want it in a private booth. So I messaged him yesterday. I said, can you give me 6 tickets on Andrew Bocelli? But I want it in a balcony in a private booth. We got, drinks served in the private and all that stuff. And he says, yep, I'm on it. I'll take exit, he says. How cool is that? Show me another company that you can get the most precious things in the world without the local currency, fiat currency. Show me another. Doesn't exist. It does not exist. Our exit has been, I think, last I checked was 3,400 transactions in 2 months. 3,400 transactions in 2 months. So the biggest thing is why fiat loses its value. See, fiat used to be backed by gold back in the days, right? So it's backed by something. So it held its value. But then that was in 1927, and Nixon changed all that. So 1976. So then all of a sudden fiat is backed by nothing. It's backed for nothing. So that's why it loses its value. Your currency in your country, whether it's a dollar or euro or whatever it is, that's called a fiat currency, right? That means fiat means backed by nothing. His government says, you can use this to exchange for goods. But because backed by nothing, you keep losing. So goods go up and fiat will keep losing its value. But see, opulence currencies, you know why they keep the value over time? Because they're backed by products. So we price our products with our currencies. So our currencies, whether it's shopping credit system or opulence currency, is backed by 30 plus daily use cases, 1,000 SKUs. You convert OC, you switch it for goods, right? It's backed by products. Your local currency is not backed by anything. That's why it keeps losing its value. People will accept it. People will accept its current value for goods, but that current value constantly going down. Opulence currency is not going down because that currency is backed by products. You can always exchange it at the rate you bought that OC. I understand some of this stuff might be heavy because you guys are kind of like, it's not, common conversation. All you have to know is that opulence comes with a lot of goodness. Tons of goodness here in opulence. Load up on your opulence. Load up on your opulence. Opulence currency, the shopping credit system. Buy your products in bulk. 30 plus use cases. There's a sheet for that in your back office. Take it and make sure you plan ahead for the year. Order it in bulk at 37% discount, right? Qualifies you for a check. You're qualified pays for your mall. On top of that, we've made it so simple for you because you don't actually have to buy products to be qualified. You can buy shopping credits. How insane is that? Here's another concept that MLM has never known in 75 plus years. Shopping credits qualifies you, where you can accumulate shopping credits and buy in bulk when you want what you want based on your 30 plus use cases or your customers' 30 plus use cases. It's full of goodness in your opulence business. So when I say fiat is a giant curse to humanity, maybe you understand it now. It's restricted. Taxes. I mean, you can't earn fiat without being gobbled with taxes all over it. Like, get me this stuff get it away from me, right? There's taxes everywhere. Right? And it's going to get worse. Governments are broke. So think how much you have become, how much things have become more expensive the last 10 years. Now, imagine how much things become more expensive over the next 10 years. It's not going to get lower. It's just going to get worse, right? That we all know. And then ask yourself, if I cost transition now to 30 plus use cases in Opulence, how much money am I going to save over the next 10 years? Not only the money that you're going to save over the next 10 years, you own a business over the next 10 years, you're a business owner. For you, protection for you, freedom for your family, everybody that knows you, inflation-free, tax-free, best products in the world. And you know we're going to keep producing more best products in the world. And you are the place where the home of goodness, the home of goodness. So then, and I'm going to close with this. Everything I've told you, this is not something that may happen. It's not something that it's a good concept, but can it happen? No. What I just told you is an 18 plus years track record, because we started this concept in 2005. This is not a theory. This is a way of life. This is a way of life. In Opulence for 18 plus years, we have perfected this concept and the track record is there. So it's just that you're new to it and you need to get in it now. It's good that's there for you. You don't have to wait 10 years before you understand, oh, I think it's better to use Opulence currency. No, you can do that today. You can do that today and start your cost transition today. And the question everyone should be asking each other is no longer good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You see someone, what's your Opulence number? What's your what's your Opulence score? What's your Opulence score? Hey, John, what's your Opulence score, right? Hey, what's your Opulence score over there? So this should be the conversation moving forward, the Opulence score. If somebody says, well, I'm 18, but I'm working out there, okay, fine. Somebody says, well, I don't know, I'm like 6. What? So let me get this right. 27 gifting location and you went to someone else's mall, right? Tell me how that makes sense. Did you get 37.5% discount over there? Did you buy tax-free over there? Did you buy inflation-free over there? Then tell me how that makes sense. There's so much sense here. It just makes sense, right? It just makes sense. So much goodness. So I think I will leave it at that. I think I'll give you 15 reasons why Opulence. And with that, if you want to share, put your hand up and share. If you triggered something for you, maybe you want to tell me what your Opulence score is. Or like, no, people are hiding now. Like, I'll tell you in a month. Like, let me I get this now. I'll tell you next time, right? So, but if you want to tell me how Opulence score is too, with that, I'll pass it on to our fearless hostess.
Thank you so much, our very own CEO, Ramin. That was so meaningful. I love it. It's my first time hearing it, but you've discussed it, you shared it in a way that is very simple for everybody to understand. I'll see you again next week, guys. Please invite everyone to be on a call like this again next week with our very own CEO, Ramin. We'll see you again, guys, and thank you so much for being on this call, everyone.
To the
Thank
billion.
you.
Stay
To the
forensic.
billion.
To the
Yeah.
billion. Thank you so much, Fedeline. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
All right.
To the
Thank you.
billion.
Bye-bye.